Hi, my name is Jeremy Barlow, and I'm the CEO here at Carrot. Today, I'm going to walk you through a new reporting and dashboard feature on the Carrot platform. For those of you that are new to Carrot, we're building a complete end-to-end visual diagnostics platform designed to help eye care providers deliver faster, more accurate, and more accessible testing while improving workflow efficiency and patient experience. With more than 5 million tests run and over 2,400 customers, we're the largest and most trusted provider of VR visual diagnostics in the world. In this video, I'll show you how to use our analytics dashboard, what it looks like in practice, and what to expect from the results. Cool. So what is this? The analytics dashboard is designed to help eye care leaders run their clinics more efficiently. You would typically use this when trying to find workflow efficiencies within your practice or even finding ways to standardize care across your multiple locations. Ultimately, we created this feature all from feedback coming directly from our customers who really wanted help on creating efficiencies within their organizations. So goes without saying, but if you ever have any ideas, feedback, feel free to reach out to product@carrot.io. And I can promise you, myself and the product team are always checking this inbox for different ideas and feedback from you all. So cool, let's go step by step and walk through what this dashboard is and how to use it. So first, here at the top of the analytics dashboard, or let's start with how to navigate to this. When in your Carrot platform, you should see a tab here in the middle called Analytics. When you click on that, that will lead you here to this new analytics dashboard. First, you're able here to manipulate a couple different data objects to change the way that you're understanding your information. First is the time period, right? You can look at your data as a last 12 months, last 12 weeks, last 4 weeks, or something totally custom, right? And then you can decide on your interval. Do I want to look at the data from a daily perspective, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly? All up to you. So what we're going to start here with is looking at things from the last 12 months on a monthly basis. Simply click apply. You're also able to filter this data by multiple locations or by devices, all up to you and customizable when in your platform. So what we're looking at here is some high-level data in the last 12 months on the total number of tests that have been run, the trend of that data, right? Is it going up or down? The total number of visits, the trend on that, the average tests per visit, the trend on that, and the average tests per device, and again, the trend on that. All here as kind of cards at the very top, just to give you a high-level idea of how things are going at your particular practice. Then here we have our key metrics trends. So all those same data points, but on a trend line. So you can basically understand whether this is going up, down, or how these different items are trending. And for example, let's look at total tests. Here, we seem to be consistently on average, going back and forth to be around the 750, or here our average 705 tests per month. And we can see that we've been ultimately hovering right around that. Now we're in the middle of May, so that's why this trend goes all the way down. But you can see this dashed part of the plot showing you, based on your performance so far in the month, where we predict that you'll end up if you continue that same trend. So we can see here that we're continuing on that kind of metric. Now, next we have our patient distribution. So helping you understand the volume of patients, not only from a totals perspective, but how many of those are unique. And as always, we're trying to provide some insight into like not only the number of these different things, but is it trending up or is it trending down? Then we're of course also breaking down the visits, right? How many of these total visits were from new patients versus established patients, and the percentage of each. And then of course, breaking down some of the number of tests, the new patients or the tests per visit by location. Super helpful for your operational leaders that are trying to understand, what one location might be doing better than another and how to make sure that you're improving the bar for everyone across the board. Next, we're looking at a real breakdown of the testing that's happening across the different devices, right? So of the tests, what is being used? And in this case, right, 50% or a little over 50% is, the pupillometer. Roughly 47% are visual field screeners with, about 2% that are thresholds. Now, if you wanted to focus on field patterns, you can always click this. and see the breakdown of the patterns for visual fields that are being used. And in this case, right, a nasal 30 is the primary use case with some central 24-2s and 10-2s and a single 30-2. All super helpful for a doctor trying to figure out how technicians are using the tool for testing, and if there's any opportunities. As you can clearly imagine, knowing your patient population, you can know whether this is what to be expected or whether there's some opportunities here to add more screeners or add more actual full thresholds, more color vision, whatever it might be. Then here on the right, you can see your visit penetration. So of your total visits, how many are getting a pupillometer? How many are getting a screener or a threshold? And you can look at that by old patients, new patients, and established patients. Again, an incredibly helpful dashboard for both doctors and operational leaders to think through the testing that's happening in the devices and how to standardize care and where the opportunities really are, both from improving the patient experience, patient care, but then also billable exams. And then lastly, we have our daily usage comparison. So this is showing, on average, what is the amount of exams that are being run on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and Saturdays and Sundays as well, from a testing perspective and from a visit perspective. All of this information can help you think through what are the days that you should be stacking more testing, and the days that maybe you should be optimizing and taking some away. So a way to kind of think through your patient load across the week. This is V1 of our dashboard. We have many new versions coming over the next couple of months. But of course, like I said, if you have any feedback, requests, questions, please send and direct all your feedback and questions to product@carrot.io. And if you're someone that wants to start adopting the Carrot platform, email us at sales@carrot.io. Again, I'm Jeremy Barlow, the CEO of Carrot. Thank you for your time today. Bye, guys.